Damn it. YouTube too, but I gotta make sure the background isn't great. That is a good shoe for beginners. Any cross trainer. Wait, let me show you guys a good one. I'm gonna show you guys a good one. I don't know if you guys will be able to find it. Anything like this, right? You need good heel support, right? And you need like soft at the front. You don't want the front to be too thick, and you don't want the back to be too thick, if that makes sense. So, like something not heavy but not light. I need good mid foot support and good heel support. Any shoe that you find with short here, if it's too high, if there's too much of this, that means it's more impact. So it's more for road running, if that makes sense. The only sad part now is I don't have nothing to play my music. So the only sad part is when you live, you don't have nothing to play your music. Ask me some questions about. Ask me anything about that. If you are just now joining live, ask me some questions about running or sprinting, how to improve performance, how to perform as a runner or a sprinter. Ask me anything. understand what's happening. I got 5 messages. I don't know what that is though. I'm not clicking on nothing. I don't know what it means. So mm, but it's hard to get people to engage with. It's like everybody comes online and nobody wants to say nothing. They're just watching. It's like they're just staring at you on. I'm just gonna do to improve speed. Um, so when it comes down to speed improvement, there's 3 things you have to take into account. The first thing is strength. You have to make sure you strengthen the muscles that are used for sprinting, and then the second thing you have to focus on is mechanics. How efficiently are you doing the exercises? So if you're looking for like the top drills, so for strength training for the legs, if you're a beginner, I would say start with lunges. Um, Try to do reverse lunges, forward lunges, lateral lunges, and then lunge hops. And then master the high knee drill, and then master the A skip drills. And those 2 things is going to help you to improve your overall just efficiency and muscular strength, and in turn you'll run faster, if that makes sense. So if you're trying to run faster, get stronger. Well, when I say get stronger, I mean be able to move your body weight faster. So maybe if you're somebody who's skinnier, you need to build more muscle. If you're somebody who's more muscular, you need to get leaner and then learn to sprint properly. Those are gonna be the top things. That's gonna help you. Okay, when it comes down to sprinting, it's a science, right? Yeah, like the people who sprint at the elite level, there's a science behind it. It's not just you get up and then you're blind and like, okay, I want to go to the Olympics, so I'm just gonna go to the Olympics. I'm just gonna go train for a month or 2 and go to the Olympics. No, that's not how it works. Like the best athletes in the world sacrifice, and it's dedication of like hard work over time at any sport. So if you're somebody who's a beginner, start at the grassroots level. Learn how to whatever. If you're a runner or a sprinter, learn how to learn how to run correctly and sprint correctly and improve your times, right? And then you could think bigger, if that makes sense. You can't be a complete beginner talking about, oh, I'm just gonna go to the Olympics. That's not how it works. But yeah, if you're looking for some drills to improve speed, go to my channel. Once somewhere in here, just click on my face somewhere, and then it will take you to the YouTube link, or you could just go to YouTube and type in lifestyle athletics, and then you'll see the page pop up. I have I have playlist after playlist after playlist with showing you behind the scenes, not what people put out there, not entertainment, but actually tips and exercises that help you to improve as a runner or a sprinter. How do you periodize strength training with power training or in off season? Oh, that's a good question. Hold on, YouTube are going better. Hold on, man. YouTube are going better than TikTok, right? So hold on, let me see. How do you periodize? Somebody asks, how do you periodize strength training with power training in off season? So in off season, I'm more focused on strength, right? Trying to be as strong as possible in the gym. So I'm trying to lift heavy. I'm trying to get numbers on the board, reps, and it's repetition of certain exercises. And there's so many. So strength training and power training happens at the same time, right? If you're a sprinter, it doesn't go. You don't train one part and then train the other part. Brian, that's a good question. So let me try to break it down for you. If when I'm doing strength training, I'm not gonna be doing strength training before, like directly before a track meet, if that makes sense. So right now in off season, I'm more focused on the moves that I have not mastered, like deep squatting and leg raises, stuff like that. So you have to get really specific as an athlete. So for every athlete, it's gonna be a little bit different. Some athletes, they built different. Like, where you have to be, think about who you are as an athlete. What strengths do you have, right? Are you somebody who's extremely explosive? Then you don't have to go crazy with explosive exercises. You could focus more on mobility, right? We could go crazy with this, Brian. So I hope that answer your questions. Um, what What are your top three strength training exercises? Um, I love anything. There's no top three, right? It all depends on the athlete. So it's gonna be very specific to what the athlete needs to work on or maximize on. So some athletes have weaker core. So, well, in terms of strength training, if an athlete has a weak core, I would definitely be strength training and focusing more on the core and balance aspect, right? So that, if we're thinking about top three, core strength training is going to be somewhere in the top three, and then the second part is going to be that explosiveness, that explosive strength training. So, and there's multiple ways you could train that, right? So I would say always do some step ups, always do some single leg squats, always do some lunges, always do some full cleans. Anything that's posterior chain, that's full range of motion, and you're trying to be as explosive as possible. There's multiple exercises, right? So it, Victor, it all depends on who you are. If you're somebody who has weaker legs, then you need to incorporate some lunges, some weighted lunges, some step ups. If you're somebody whose one leg is stronger than the next, then you're gonna have to focus on getting both legs as strong as possible. Um, but how how to improve single leg power? Bounds, single leg bounding, single leg squats, single leg step ups, Um, just anything single leg is gonna help you to improve single leg power. Bounding is gonna be the biggest thing if you're trying to find that balance between sprinting and developing single leg. It's gonna be bounding and power skips. Power skips are good too. And yeah, it's a weird question. More questions. I like the questions that I'm being asked. Brian, any other questions? Um, how many reps and sets should I be bounding? For bounding, I like to go for distance, especially now at this part of the season, because the bounding movement is an exercise where you could stretch it out and focus on different things. And in the background season, I like to focus with the bounding. I like to focus more on power and distance instead of turnovers and speed. So at this part of the season, I would say go with distance, right? Don't worry too much about the reps. Focus more on the distance. Ask me a question. Hi, and hi to you too. Ask me a question. What's the question about anything pertaining to running or sprinting? Ask me. Which is the best supplement for what? What? Hold on. D. What is the best supplement for a 100-meter sprint? For 100-meter. Oh, creatine. Creatine. Apparently, creatine is the best supplement if you run. If you're a sprinter, creatine is the best supplement. If you are a sprinter and you are not taking creatine or supplementing creatine, you're losing out. But you have to be careful with creatine because if you're a young person, you don't need to be taking creatine. You need to develop first. So if you are under the age of if you are under the age of 17, you don't need to take creatine. Your body produces it naturally. But if you train for upwards of 2 hours, then supplementing creatine can be really good. You can recover better, you know. Yeah, I'm on TikTok too, but nobody on TikTok asks me no question. I should just end this and go to Instagram. Should I end TikTok and go to Instagram? Have I been on for 30 minutes yet? Gotta be on here for 30 minutes. I'm here for the next 20 minutes. Ask me any question. Ask me anything. I'm here for the next 20 minutes. Christian, do you have a question? What is your question? So again, ask me. You could ask me questions. Ask me questions about. Ask me questions about this or this. Ask me something. How do you improve your start? Uh, are you going from the blocks? If you're going from the blocks, you're gonna have to learn how to push. You're gonna have to learn how to drive. You're gonna have to learn how to hand. So I would start with the falling start 3 point start. As a matter of fact, go to my go to my videos and I have just type in lifestyle athletics start series. Watch that video, implement those exercises into Start right now. Start tomorrow. Warm up properly and do those exercises. Do it over time though. Don't do it for a week or 2 days. Do it over time and watch. You see a lot of people joining on TikTok, but nobody is. How long have I been on here? How do I know? How long have I been on here? Has it been 30 minutes? Yeah, I have multiple. So tell me how that video was, and I'll make a better one. I can make one where it's more clearer and more understanding. But the main thing is, if you're trying to improve your start, you're gonna have to learn how to. You're gonna have to be as fast as you can for the first 10 meters, because that's where the start is for of any race. The first 10 to 15 to 20 meters, the fastest sprinters can hold their start for 25, 30. Bolt was able to do it for 55, like hold that acceleration, right? But normal people, um, that first 10 meters, you got to work on that first 10. So master your 3 point start, 4 point start, and block starts, especially the 3 point start. I mean, this question would be perfect for my wife. It says the question is diet more important for sprinting? The Vika, it says is diet more important? Is the diet very important for sprinting? She's shaking her head and saying yes. That could be debated because the fastest people in the world. Bolt say he ate McDonald's. It all depends on your age.
Yeah, but if you want to last in the sport, then diet is important.
True. But if you're a young person, you don't have to be like, I gotta eat broccoli or else I'm not gonna run fast. Don't do that. I'm gonna. It's been 22 minutes. I wonder if it's been enough time on here. I'm just gonna anything go to Instagram. Ask me some more questions. Anything else you want to ask the kid? I got lots of information to give if you guys are interested. Any more questions for the kid? Any questions? How to build running endurance? How to build running endurance? How to build running endurance? How long are you trying to endure for? Are you trying to endure for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute and 50 seconds? What do you like? Because whatever you're trying to endure for, you should train that distance. So if I'm somebody who's trying to prepare for a 400, I'm going to be getting my body familiar with that distance. Just like if I'm somebody who's preparing for a 1500, I'm going to get my body prepared to, run that distance. So when you endurance is a general, it's a broad, it's such a broad statement. I don't understand what it means. What are you trying? How long are you trying to endure? So if you're trying to endure for 5K, so run close to that distance. Run a 5K, run close to it, run 3 kilometers, see what I feel like. 4 kilometers, run six. You know, Brian, what platform are you active on the most? That we can ask other question. Instagram will be it. I'm more active on Instagram. I'm active on YouTube too. Well, I'm not live all the time on YouTube. That needs to be more consistent. But Instagram, type in lifestyle athletics or Rockstar Cato. Lifestyle athletics will bring you to the page anyway. So, but Instagram, Brian, how can I train 200 meter to run 22 seconds? My PB uh, what's your fastest 150? Like Brian, what's your fastest 150? Because the 150 is a like a telltale sign of how fast you could run 200 meters. It's not even 300. It's not the 100. It's 150 meters. But most people who could run seven. So if you're trying to break 23 seconds comfortably, you need to be running 16 seconds. You need to be running 16, but and it needs to be comfortable too. So you need to be able to do it in your sneakers. Like you need to be able to run 16-second repeats in your sneakers. And when you put your spikes on, you're getting close to 16.0, 16.1. But you should be able to put your flats on and run 16.8, 16.7 comfortably in order to comfortably break 23 seconds. No, you got to break it down. The best way to do it is to break it down. So you need to master your first 50, right? And then you need to master 100, and then you need to master the last 50. Because the last 50 is where everybody loses it. That last 50 meters where everybody breaks down. And the last 50 has a lot to do with your running mechanics. Are you practicing the proper running mechanics? Are the elbows passing the body at the end of the race? That last 50, are you right? So you have to phase it out. So sometimes you could do build ups. We could go on and on for days about this. My brain is like a computer. Hey, Bridget, how is? Ah, Krispy Kreme. This is the good old Krispy Kreme. What's going on, Bridget? But you ain't saying nothing, and you're late because I'm about to sign out of this right now. I'm going to Instagram. Last time you was on here, we had fun. Krispy Kreme. Can you share your sprint workout, please? I do. I swear I show you guys what I'm doing. But I'm not gonna share all the secrets now. Like you're gonna have to pay for that. I'm sorry. It's not gonna be free. Especially from a two-time Olympian, it's not gonna be free, bro. Go ask Noah Lyles to show you, send you his workouts. He ain't gonna send it. Or Kishan. Ask Kishan to send you his workouts. He ain't gonna send it. So why do you want me to send you the secrets? I'll share. I'm literally sharing the most right now because most athletes won't, and I share so much. share the video. Share this video with somebody who you think will find this information informative. Yeah. Any other question, Brian? Brian is asking some good questions. Yeah, but the worst way to go at trying to improve in the 200 meters is to try to run it all out. That's the worst way to run it. Of course, I so it's good to especially as a sprinter, you need to have other sports. Don't think because you're a sprinter you can't, like, when the season ends and you need that little come down before you re-energize and get back started. You can't just shut it down completely. You need to have other things that you're doing. I ride the bike. I ride a bike. Me and my lovely wife go on bike rides. We ride for hours. Fast bikes too. Yeah, and it's all about control. The more control you have, the faster you run, because you can engage your right muscles. Yeah, and and it teaches you hip position. Oh, coach. Coach. Should I be running my sprints in flats then to run? So again, there is a time and place for sneakers training, and now is the best time for it, especially pre-season. You don't wanna be fast right now. You wanna be fast when it's the right time. Like anybody who is who's fast too early, they're not gonna last until the end of the season. So, it I would say get the I personally, whenever I run my fastest, whatever. So for example, I'm running 22 seconds in my sneakers. I go to watch. I know what I can run that. I could run 22 seconds. You understand what I mean? So usually, because even for 300 meters, I've had times where I've ran 33 seconds in my sneakers, right? And I put my spikes on, and then I run the same time over hurdles, right? So you need to be able to run as close as possible time in sneakers. I know, keep coming at me with the questions. I like the questions. All right. TikTok don't know. I don't know TikTok. I'm gonna go. How do you end it? Oh, okay.